welcome to another episode of Manifest Mondays. I'm your host, Jen Mazer, the Queen of Manifestation. And today I wanted to talk to you about how to deal with resistance. And I want to start by saying the first step really in dealing with resistance is understanding that it's not a problem. It's totally normal. We all face resistance, okay? And if you think about the law of motion, resistance is natural. You have this forward motion and there's also a pull, right, of going backwards. And that resistance is a good thing, right? It's keeping us in our bodies, it's keeping us on the ground. So resistance is natural, it's normal, and it's okay. So it's not a problem. And therefore, you can actually expect resistance. So if you expect it, if you know it's going to show up, then it's not surprising and you can deal with it a lot better because hey, oh, there it is, resistance, high resistance. I know what to do with you. So then after we've expected it and we know it's going to show up, we know it's totally normal. The next thing is, what are you resisting? And I want you to think about what is it? If it's a project and you're procrastinating, something, a conversation you are supposed to have and you just don't want to have it. I find that fear, right, is really coming from a place of fearing the change, fearing what's going to happen as a result of taking that action. So instead of fearing it, I'd love to ask you, what is the result that you would like to achieve, to accomplish if you weren't resisting it? That thing that you want to do, what's the ideal result of actually doing it? And how would doing that thing make you feel if you actually accomplished it? Right? So then you can tune into that feeling place of, oh, I feel so good. And that helps you to take action. Right? And if you're still having trouble taking the action, I'd love for you to view it in a way that Steven Pressfield talks about in terms of turning pro. It's about committing to that final result, to that end result that you just said you wanted, knowing that it's going to make you feel this way. So showing up, right, and making it a practice, making it a daily ritual, or setting aside the time that you need in order to do that thing. And so often it's all about getting started, right? If you're familiar with going to yoga and practicing, it's all about really getting yourself on the mat, because once you show up, even if you say you're only going to do a minute or one sun salutation, you end up doing a full practice because you've shown up in the first place. So commit and just show up. And once you get started, oh, it feels so good. And I can relate because right now I'm writing a book and it was like, oh, I'm writing this book even though I'm so excited about the book, but there was a resistance there, right? And once I actually got started in really showing up and writing the book, it's just flowing. Right? It's so easy. Oh my gosh, this is so much easier than I thought it was going to be. Why was I resisting? Right? And again, it goes back to that fear because something is going to change when you do accomplish it. But it's a good thing, right? You want that change. And so if you're still feeling resistant, it goes back to a lack of trust in the universe. And so I want to say there's a beautiful affirmation I'm going to share below the video from Louise Hay, actually 2 different affirmations that Louise Hay has that really help get at the heart of releasing any need for this pattern of resistance, right? And saying I'm willing to let go of this need for this pattern of resistance. And then I'm willing to accept, right, that I trust the universe and I'm in charge of my life, right? And the more that we can recognize and trust the universe and really expect the universe is working in your favor and that you have these dreams for a reason, we can detach from the resistance. And if we get caught up in this knotty feeling in our stomach and feeling resistant and feeling like we're pushing and efforting so hard, and we can step back and take a deep breath and say, I'm willing to let go of this need, right, for this pattern of resistance. I'm willing to allow in the thought that I actually am the creator of my life and I do trust in the universe that it's working on my behalf. And the more we can just shed the resistance and take the action that we need to take to get the job done. So turning pro, like Steven Pressfield talks about, committing, really showing up fully no matter what's going on, Commit to the end result. Commit to yourself, to that dream, because the dream wants to emerge through you. And I hope that helps you take action today and know that the universe is totally on your side, and I'm here to help. And I'd love to hear if you have any comments or other things that you've tried to help you deal with resistance. Share them in the comments below. And is there something you're resisting? Feel free to share about it and share what action step you're going to take today to help move that forward. Remember, law of motion. Just start moving it forward. And even so, when you start moving, more of the resistance shows up, right? Just like the car you're hearing in the background. So that's normal. It means you're moving. If you didn't feel resistance, you are staying still, and you don't want to stay still. It's just like swimming in water, right? You want to feel that resistance. It means that you're moving. It's a good thing. So expect it and stay in trust that all is working out on your behalf. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you for another episode of Manifest Mondays. Bye!